Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great. Today we will talk about this interesting match between Hilal and Real Madrid in FIFA Club World Cup. In this video we will talk about how good was this Hilal team and how Real Madrid played against them and Real Madrid tactical setup against them, and how they can improve their setup and what will be the effect of this tournament on Real Madrid. So let's start talking with Hilal performance against Real Madrid. Hilal have also got their new coach Xabi, who is a brilliant coach and reached in final of Champions League with Inter Milan. Hilal dominated the first half and created more chances overall and looked more fluid on the pitch. The only thing they couldn't do properly is finishing, although they were pushing Real Madrid defense a lot. Trent couldn't keep up against the Hilal winger. They were easily creating chances through midfield, and because Real Madrid were pressing good, then they started playing long balls and switches, which also worked pretty good and had more possession than Real Madrid. One more thing is that they are Saudi League side, so they can play in this hot weather conditions, while Real Madrid clearly struggled, even though Hilal could only get a draw thanks to amazing penalty save from their goalkeeper Bono, but they also showed that they can compete against big giants of Europe's. It's a big victory for their league. Now let's talk about Real Madrid performance against Hilal. We can clearly see how much they struggling to play in one flow, and they weren't ready for this new setup. Even Corchu, as their goalkeeper, said they still transitioning from previous setup and still playing like that. Every player of Real Madrid just couldn't connect each other properly and leaving so much spaces for Hilal. The only two positives from this match for them was their new signing Hyson. This young center-back was playing so good and breaking passes and crosses and very active in the defense. He is proper ball-playing center-back that Real Madrid need. Second was their young striker Garcia. He literally created the goal for himself, and he is so good in aerial that Real Madrid need. His heading ability on crosses and corners is so important for this team. Although he is young and need to improve his striking ability, but overall he can be very good player for depth. And Vinicius, Bellingham and Rodrigo Valverde, they need to improve a lot because they seemed clueless at some point, and also Mbappe hasn't played yet in this setup, so this team will improve massively. Now let's talk about how Real Madrid did their tactical setup, even though they are still struggling to play the way Xabi wants. But we can see how he went with his setup, although it was 4-3-3 setup. But on the ball, Xabi was trying play with 3 at the back with 2 defenders and 1 full back, and 2 defensive midfielders. Those were Chouamani and Trent, who was coming inside and trying to play as ball-playing defensive midfielders, while 2 wingers, Vini and Rodrigo, were wide as wingbacks, and 2 attacking midfielders, Bellingham and Valverde. As you did see, he played up top a lot, and striker Garcia, but they were going back in a very tight block when they were off the ball in same 4-3-3 setup. Xabi also tried to be fluid, but it clearly didn't work. Too early for them, as they were transitioning and changing positions for each other, like Bellingham coming deep or wide, and Vini coming inside, and Trent couldn't keep up with his transitions. So yes, although they tried playing from the back and proper Xabi ways, but they still need time to improve and adjust in this setup. So let's talk about how Real Madrid can improve after their match against Hilal, even though they will improve as much as they will play in this Xabi Alonso setup and improve themselves, and it also depends on what Xabi wants from this team. Also, Mbappe is very important for this team, because now they have players who can create chances for him, as we saw in the match. I think it would be good if they play in more rigid flow and try to play in their position as much as they can, and then go for the fluidity after they are good at connecting with each other, because fluidity was the reason they couldn't connect with each other due to a lot of confusion and positional play in the field, and end up in tough positions and lost possessions a lot. But as I said, it's Xabi Alonso who will decide how he wants to play with Real Madrid and improve them gradually. Finally, we will talk about how this FIFA Club World Cup can affect Real Madrid and big teams. This tournament is in USA, and they are playing in hot weather, and as we saw yesterday and previous matches, players couldn't keep up even in single match. So Real Madrid, or any big team who will be playing in Champions League and other tournaments next season, is definitely going to struggle, because other teams like FC Barcelona, Liverpool and Napoli, they will have proper rest, while their players might struggle due to fatigue, especially when you need to give your best. So yes, even though this tournament will give them a lot of money, but this tournament is definitely going to put them in a lot of struggles next season, and they might not be able to compete with other teams, and they might have to compromise with some trophies too. So I hope you liked this video, and thanks for watching.